sitting there reading posts on Facebook and all that, and that's always a good time. But I'm sitting here reading, about all these people wanting. It's like they're wanting to reinstitute Jim Crow all over again, but they're wanting to blame the right. And I'm like, this was your idea to begin with. And I'm not trying to pick sides here because I'll get to that. We're being divided in a way that's dangerous. But we're being divided along ideological lines that are blurred because 90% of the people don't even believe, they're just wanting to be a part of something. There's an old saying that says you're born a Democrat and you die a Republican. Basically, as you get older, you start seeing the world for what it is and what it was, and not how you think it's supposed to be. And then you do get a little jaded, and you start seeing things, but then there's a whole new crop of people behind you. George Orwell, in the book Animal Farm, and even in 1984, those are two books you need to read. He had it figured out. And the part that mystifies me, if you've read Animal Farm and you've read 1984 and you've read the Communist Manifesto, it's the same playlist over and over and over and over. It's a script, and they follow it like clockwork. And the most disenchanted, uneducated people fall for it every single time. Now, I say uneducated, I'm not meaning stupid. There's a lot of smart people out there that just don't grasp the big picture. Most people aren't big picture thinkers. And the problem that you have when you grasp a big picture is that you start seeing things for what they are, and you get jaded. It's a real process. I'm not a fan myself. But then you start getting to be a big picture thinker, and you start seeing things for what they are. And one of the main things that why people tend to stay occupied all the time is because there's no inward reflection. When people are forced to look inward at themselves, they start seeing themselves as ugly. Man in his base form is just an ugly individual. They see themselves for who they are. And when you start looking at yourself with your inward mirror objectively, you start seeing yourself for the hypocrite that you are, for the con artist that you are, for the liar, for the thief, for whatever you are, for the base person that you are. And it's ugly. It's part of the reason why people say so distracted all the time, because they don't want inward reflection. But then when you start looking around and you get a little jaded and things start clicking, you start seeing that it's, Hunter S. Thompson said, it's not about, I'm trying to phrase it just right. It's not about us and them. It's about running the swine off the ship, basically running the pigs off the ship without capsizing the boat and leaving us all in life rafts. And the problem that you have with that thought, and he understood this, is that, it's subjective about who's the hero and who's the swine. And in the book Animal Farm, it lays it out, because suddenly you start seeing who the swine really are. You start seeing who the heroes really are. You start seeing a lot of things, and it's just a thought. Because I'll tell you right now, just like with all the stuff going on in the news, like why they wanted to ban TikTok is because they couldn't control it. if you see the big picture, you start realizing you're being lied to. And a lot of people are just jaded thinking they're being lied to all the time. You're not all the time. But if you have a base to set the truth, it's pretty easy to pick out the lie. A little food for thought.